Okay, so we were talking about this whole matter of pain and suffering. When somebody is in real pain, to counsel such a person sometimes is very difficult because he is going through some painful experience, very pain, in physical pain, mental pain, that we are not experiencing that, or maybe we have never experienced that. Certain pain, such as say a man lost his wife or a woman lost her husband unexpectedly, in an accident. They were married short time or they were married long time, whatever it is. The pain, there's a mental pain that's there. Sometimes it's very, very difficult to counsel such a person. Even when they are believers, they sometimes feel that God has not been gracious and, right in dealing in such a way. So God has not been, good to me, not loving to me, that sort of feeling. It's very difficult to sit down and counsel such people because their emotion has overtaken their reason. The emotion has overtaken their reason, If the person is still at the reasonable stage, it's very easy to counsel because you can show from the Bible. But when the emotion has overtaken the reason, whatever reason we show, whatever objectivity we show from the Bible about God's being loving and kind and all that, God will never do a bad thing. For that person, the event remains bad. That person cannot see and consider the death of her husband or the death of his wife, something as a right thing. It just cannot. There were people who lost their children, the only child, Well, very difficult to accept it. So when you counsel such people, sometimes the best counseling is to listen, to make them to speak. Let them talk. And I say, let them cry. Never tell them don't cry. Let them cry. Tears is a very powerful medicine to heal the wounds of the heart, the mind. I am very much concerned to see some wife or mother or husband, whoever it is, not crying at all when their loved ones departed. Today there is a misconception in the minds of people that a man will not cry. But the Bible that I read, all godly men cry and God collects the tears in a bottle. The problem is, God got the bottle to collect our tears, even our name is written label on it, but there is not a drop of tear. It's considered a weakness to cry. No, crying is not a weakness, crying is a strength. Because the Bible says, weep with those who weep. And rejoice with those who rejoice. Man has lost the ability to weep, really. Really, he has. So we need, in counseling, when the pain and tears come, we need to be very careful. We should be very careful in making even some truthful statements, such as that all things, sister, work together for good. She just lost her, husband she may be carrying, or maybe a little child, and have no savings, no home of their own, living only on the job of the husband. And as far as she is concerned, how they will survive, next month, pay the rent is a big question. So the husband is knocked down, died, and you saying that all things work together for good to those who love. That is the truest statement. It's not the matter that the statement is not true. The statement is in the wrong situation, or the person is in the wrong situation to accept that statement. Yes. Yeah. So we need to be careful. And it is always true that, all things work together for good to those who love God.
But that's when you look back.
Yeah, well, it is. But the problem is not all things are good. It doesn't say that all things are good. It doesn't say that death is good. No. How can the death be good? No. God is such a person who can eventually bring all these bitter herbs and make a concoction that will take care of your illness. That's what it is. You take individually every leaf and every root and every this one, it's bitter and it's this and this. But God puts them together and finally, God brew them and makes a concoction and you drink it, it's good for you. So it is that faith in God. Every item individually is bad and even poisonous. But all things put together by God's hand, it's good. That much we can tell people. Only when they are in a situation where they can accept it. Yes. How we view the society is very important in counseling. Going back to the secular psychologist version that the individual person is not guilty of anything, it is a society that is. And we Christian psychologists say that sin is a personal thing. You cannot blame the society. Even when that society may be contributing towards the sin, still the person who has committed the sin is personally accountable. Society makes man what he is, or man makes society what it is. That's a big question. Do the person make the society, or the society makes the person? The psychologist will say that the society makes the person. The forest makes the tree, or the trees makes the forest. The tree is not a tree because it happens to grow in a forest. No. The same way with the individual, same way. The individual's collective problems is the problem of the society. Society is a collection of individuals. Society is not a separate entity. It is a collection of individuals. So the problems of the individuals. So you cannot make the society better. You can only make the individual better. It's just like that. The whole municipality of, Bombay is affected with cholera. Will you treat the whole municipality, or will you treat every individual in the municipality? He said that, okay, the municipality of Bombay is plagued with cholera, so we go into what? Inject the municipality? Someone, no, the treatment starts on the personal level. And when every person is treated, then the municipality of Bombay is, free from that problem. So this is a mistake. We should never blame the society, whether it is our limited society of home, or it is a society of the church, or it is a society of our village, or of our district, or of our nation, even of this world. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, were they in a good society in Babylon? They were not in a good society. But then, did they go to school there with other students? But then, the society did not make them bad. Was Joseph in the bad society or good society? But the society did not make, him bad. You can never blame the society. When you send your child to the society, if the child goes wrong, comes home with drugs habit and this habit and that habit and all that, you cannot blame the society. You as a father or a mother failed in bringing up the child. I believe if the parents take care of their children very well, they can send their children anywhere. But the thing you have to remember is, the worse the society, greater will be the effort of the parents. So it is actually, it is not the negatives of the society that destroy the child, but it is the failures of the parents, the home. That's where. There are so many shining examples of people who came. Francis Schaeffer is a classic example. Francis Schaeffer, after his higher secondary, he joined a college, was the most prestigious college in America. Yes, he joined the college. They were all students from rich home. Saturday is a holiday for all American colleges. That means Friday nights they don't have what they call curfew, Americans use the word curfew, that students have to be in home at certain hour. On weekdays, children have to be home by 9 o'clock. Any child seen in the street after 9 could be arrested by the police. The parents could be arrested also. But on Friday, there is a relaxation up to 11 o'clock. For little older students, it could be until midnight. Police won't do anything until midnight, but after that, police will arrest you, So, all the friends of Francis Schaeffer in that hostel, they all go for drinking to the bar on Friday night. Same thing they do on Saturday night. So they wanted Francis Schaeffer to go. Francis Schaeffer was a believer. They forced him to go. You have to come. You are living in this hostel. So Francis Schaeffer finally made a deal with them. He said, I will come to the bar with you on one condition. I have an offer. After you are drunk, I will drive you all back to the hostel, carry you upstairs and lay you on your bed, I will come with you to the bar. I will not drink. I will drink only Coca-Cola. I will eat the food with you and drink Coca-Cola, but not liquor. And this is what I will do. I will carry you. But you must come with me to church on Sunday morning. I will come with you Friday evening and Saturday evening. You must come. Oh, they all agreed because they needed somebody to carry them. Because many of them, after so drunk, they are in the street, Then the police pick them up and beat them up and all these things. So Francis Schaeffer did that and they kept their promise. It said that within 1 year, every student got saved. Every student in the hostel got saved. The bar was closed because the bar was run for students basically, See, the Francis Schaeffer was a person who went with the society to influence the society. He never allowed the society to influence him. I think Christians should be a little more sober sometimes, Yeah. Sometimes a non-Christian come to our home, sometimes, he may ask for matches to light his. Well, you need to be very careful. We don't smoke, we don't encourage smoking in our home. We don't want our children to see smoking. But if you think that if you say no, you will never again get a chance to share the gospel with that person, you may kindly give him the cigarette, let him smoke. You will establish a friendship. Slowly you will share the gospel. Maybe before he goes, you will say that, something? You are the first person who smoked in our home. For 4 generations, nobody smoked. You are the first one. Oh, is that right? Then I have. No, that's not the reason I said. The reason is that I value your friendship so much. you know, even I was able to break this, generations of discipline for the sake of your friendship. Oh, wow. So you almost cast your, So next time you go into his home and, remember, next time when he comes, he will not smoke in your home. You did not ask him not to smoke. No. But you think of that, oh no. As soon as he took the cigarette, you had the writing said no smoking. It's true, you communicated a message. You are not welcome. So that's wisdom. It does not mean that every time you have to permit because it's not good for your children. It's not, we are not recommending that. But sometimes you have to win that person. To win that person. Without you smoking, sometimes you allow somebody to smoke that way. If you have a concern, after all, that's what Francis Schaeffer did at L'Abri. He will go to the streets of Switzerland, pick up drunk people there in their vomit. He and his wife will bring them, sit them in their living room, nice carpet. They will vomit all over the nice carpet. Edith Schaeffer will clean it. These are intellectual giants, philosophers and others, but drunk. Drug addicts. They will stay there for 6 months, 1 year. He will give them liquid to drink because some of them have passed the stage of the fourth stage, But nurse them through and bring them out of their habits. They know the Lord and send them out into the society to be witnesses for the Lord Jesus Christ. He did not say, in my home I will not permit any drunkard or drug addicts. So sometimes we have to minister to the needs of the people without participating in their sin. We need to minister to them to bring them out of the danger, out of their evil. So we have the habit of just blaming the society. True, the society is bad. But how are we going to make the society better? Don't we have a duty to make the society a little better? Is our duty only to cry foul, 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 foul? That everybody does. Yeah, we need to do something constructively. So we just don't want to blame the society for all the evils they are. Sometimes we need to confess before God. We got the soap and the water, but we don't give to them. The soap and the water stay inside us, and they are dirty in their vomit. This is a problem, What was wrong with the priest and the Levi who passed by the Samaritan bird, not the Samaritan. No, the Samaritan was the one, the person who was, victim. The Samaritan was a person who risked his life, who spent. He was on a journey. He may have torn the extra clothes he had to wipe the blood and everything and to, bandage. The wine that he was carrying for his personal purposes, he poured the wine because wine is an antiseptic, it has a little alcohol in it to wash the wounds. So he did everything, and the little money he has taken, he has given to that one. Get involved, get involved. The psychologists, Christian psychologists should not just condemn the society, but they should, get involved in the society. Get involved in the society. We have a duty of making the society a little better. Yes. So Christian views the society a product of individual actions. And our individual actions can make the society a better place. Definitely. Think about Cain. Who spoiled Cain? Was Cain the product of the society? No, man has in nature. Even at the earliest, the principle of entropy was only just, yeah, it's like a new machine. You just turned it on, its operation, Eh? But yet Cain had done the unpardonable sin, the murder, hatred for his brother, and all without sufficient reason. So we just cannot blame the society always for the individual evils. But we are part of the society, we can make the society better. The problem with Marxian humanist psychological counseling is that it aims to change the society without changing the individual. The Marxists try to change the society without changing the individual. You think in China and Russia, did they make every individual a good person so that utopia could be brought in? No, they shot people and killed the good ones. All religious people, God-fearing people were shot to death, and then others were commanded to do certain things at the gunpoint. They were required. Get up at 6, be in the factory or the field, work for 10 hours, don't complain about anything. That's sort of a rigid, the communistic, lifestyle. Nothing better than Hitler's Germany. Stalin's Soviet Union was not behind Hitler's Germany. Hitler killed the Jewish people, Stalin killed his own people, millions of them. So, we need to change. The Marxists cannot change the society because they don't believe they need to change the individual. We know society can be changed only when we change the individual. How did David Livingstone change Africa? How did Hudson Taylor change China? By changing the individuals. If you can change the few individuals living in your own community, you have begun a great process of changing the society. Yes, changing the society. That's a wonderful feeling, Francis Schaeffer, in True Spirituality, a book he has written, advises a simple approach to positive psychological hygiene. He said, as a Christian, instead of putting myself in practice at the center of the universe, I must do something else. I must think after God and I must will after God. Schaeffer continued to say that to do otherwise is sin. How true is Schaeffer? What is actually true spirituality? True carnality is putting yourself at the center of the universe. In another sense, the most important person in your view is yourself, me. But a Christian will not see that way. He will see God and God's will at the center of the universe. Make yourself at the disposal of God and God's will. And when you do that, you begin to affect others. Affect others. Paul asked the question, what you want me to do, Lord? God sent with the ends of the earth. Who was benefited? The 12 disciples who were given the commandment, go into all the world. Who were benefited? India is what India today because Christianity has influenced it. There is no question about it. Any sensible person will do. The contribution of missionaries to India. Not only in the medical area, but in the educational scene, in the social values, every area. And the family life is what it is because of Christianity. Yes. The Hindus are afraid of Christians. A few years ago I was traveling in train from Delhi to Bhopal, and a medical representative came in, with his bag. He sat next to us and we started a conversation. So he asked me plainly, what are you doing? I said, I'm a missionary. Oh, you are changing, converting Hindus. I said, I love to. No. He's an educated man. He said, we hate Christians, he said. I said, sir, why? What part of Christianity you hate? No, I don't. It's not any part of Christianity I hate. But you Christians come to a community, you convert people, and then those people will stop doing what they are doing. They are our barbers, they are our this, they are our that. You give them education, you pay off their debts, their children go to school and college, they get jobs, and our society, social balance is changed. That's why we oppose. I said, you are exactly right, and that's exactly what we want. Why can't you be the barber? Why the barber's son and barber? This is a matter of taking the scissors and all that. You can do it. So you want to keep the barber always a barber to cut your hair, right? We don't want. We believe God created everybody equal. Trade and profession must be a personal choice, not forced upon a child when the child is born. Anyway, we had a meaningful, and he said, I will oppose Christianity because of this. We don't want Christian missionaries to come and do this. I said, this is the only reason we oppose you. This is the only reason. We know that if you come, the social balance will be changed. And we have to become barbers and, we have to become this and that just for survival. Well, isn't that true? A Christian missionary wants to influence the society. How? By educating their children, by, teaching them how to take care of their children, how to cook food, how sanitation, how to wash, how to clean, and how to this and that and all. And very soon they change. This is the fact. Very soon they change. They don't want to be somebody's barbers forever. They don't want somebody's slave always, bond slaves. No. They don't want to be. It's very right. But the sad part is sometimes Christians also want, to change the society. Because who will climb our coconut trees? Our children, they are destined for engineers and doctors. Our previous president, K.R. Narayanan, Narayan comes from a community who were coconut climbers. He became the president of India. Why? How? That's what we want. Every person reaches a place of his choice using God-given natural abilities and talents. Our system should never stand against it. We should only pave way for people to reach their destination. That exactly. Some people are very good. I was talking with a person a few years back who was working for another rich man, and he made this statement. We were talking about somebody he knew, I was related, this. And he said that everybody who worked for that person is a rich man today. Everybody. And everybody who worked for this person is still a